Welcome back to the show, and it's going to be a good one for heat number 4 of the opening round. J.Smith, the big South African, the longest serving member on the championship tour, will be out there in the red. Brazil's Joao Chianca, who's got all that raw energy to unload here at main break. He'll be in the blue. And the wild card, Mikey McDonagh from Lennox Head, Australia. He'll be out there in the white. Sort of like a guarantee.
Yeah, well, it happened a couple of times last year, so it was just so hard fought, that Challenger Series. And here he goes.
Let's see what he can do. He's free surfing in the lead up to this opening round. Heat has been solid. He finds a clean wall to lay down one of those smooth point break bred tracks. Gets the carb, doing the numbers, and I think he knows he's on his way to a pretty good score there. As we see the replay of Mikey, that's just classic point break flow, that first turn.
Yeah. And he gets a nice finish too, which is more of a confidence boost than anything else. It's always good to just hit that end section, get it sorted early. But you can imagine, Ron, just how many crew would be watching this heat on the far north coast of New South Wales right now. Mikey's got a huge fan base, a support crew up there. They all got in the cars and drove up to Snapper.
Not a bad start for the wild card.
Nice start.
Here goes Chianca now. Always rips in as he climbs up onto that final section. Hammers it, holding on for the finish. And that is the most explosive turn we've seen on the final section out here this morning.
Blew his own mind by the looks of things.
Sitting right on the bubble in 22nd position coming into this heat.
This is a really impressive turn. I mean, we talk about it all the time. How hard are you going to hit this end bit? Well, that's about as hard as you can hit it. You can see the power coming from both directions, doing everything it can to buck him off. And he's just like, not on my watch. Jams that tail. Gets the big board slide. Nose digs in. And from this point, it's just hold on. He is in the rodeo.
Yeah. I mean, a turn that Dane Reynolds made famous, really. And Chianca's thrown a very worthy version of it here at main break.
Not a whole lot of major fireworks on it like we saw from Joao, but look at this guy. He is really, on the back of that big score, just tearing in here. And you can see the extra bit of effort, the extra bit of squirt.
Well, we have a look at the replay here.
Let's have a look at these replays, and you can tell me when we can get out and get amongst it. But Jordy Vaughan, he waited some time for this ride. He made it count, got the finish. And we've got Jordy up at the moment. We might just have a look at this ride. He's going to get knocked off. But ideal conditions for the box. Are you seeing a potential day there?
You like the swell period not to be short, but a little shorter, somewhere around 13 to 15 seconds seems to be ideal. You don't want it to be super long period. That's the case with most slabby waves around the world. Once it goes
We'll get through it. Thank you to Kevin. And let's get back to live action now. Chianca, well, he is building nicely here. Had a 6.43 to back up the excellent opening ride. Let's have a look at it.
So much energy in his surfing. And yeah, as with all these surfers, look at that. That is such a beautiful carve out of the lip, and then the punchy finish. And a little bumpy dismount, but yeah, you know when someone's on because you can just see the body relax into the turn. Pulls the rail right through, finishes as high as you can finish. That just sets him straight up for this next bottom turn.
Mate, I was even getting leverage out of the turn with his big toe. Did you see that? Just flexing. Really laying that board over as we see Mikey McDonagh up. Big hook out of the top there. Climbs up on the section again and gets slammed down, compressed awkwardly. Hopefully, he's all right. That looked uncomfortable. And Mikey's got quite a bit of work to do, but we'll see where this score falls.
Yeah, comes around the whitewash there. Puts all the body weight onto the heel. And just gets slapped on the end here. Cuts that one short. Throws this one just a touch late. You can see the impact. Really compressed him. As you said, Ron, real awkward fall, that one.
Jordy Smith's got the priority. Needs next to nothing to get himself back up into second place here. He's going to have a dig. The big man drives out on the open face. A silky smooth carve. Just going to get the 2 turns in. As this one shuts down, he'll get out of there.
Surfing this year, he doesn't look ruffled ever. You know, the days of looking stressed out in heats just seem to be so far beyond him. But we have seen moments of explosive emotion from Jordy as well.
And Chianca not holding back. And he's going to bank into a big bottom turn and get out of there. Wants to get back to toward the top end of that priority order. Here we go.
And here he goes.
Let's see what he can do. Got some big turns on the forehand. He's going to throw one down to kick this one off. That's a bit more like it. Needs another move, though, to turn this into a decent score.
Replay of Mikey's wave. And you can see why he had adrenaline in his blood, because that would have felt incredible. Big snap, pulls the board right through. Doesn't get the finishing section because that was...
Can't stick it. How much credit will he get for that one move? It might be his best number. Might help him chip away at the requirement, as we see Chianca just refusing to back down here. And again, going wild as Luana Silva, his partner, watches on. Yeah, but it unfortunately only dropped as a 4.67. A lot of credit for the individual turn. Chianca, he threads together a couple of hits in the Wild West with a couple of his cowboys going at it. Here we go. Big Jordy Smith with a big roundhouse cutback. Smooth as you like, straight up into the pocket, jams it, almost loses the turn, but recovers for the finish here on the inside. And, you know, Jordy, that number 1 position out of reach with that wave, but he can up the requirement for Mikey if he can better a 6.37 with that wave.
I always have this gut feeling that when a surfer does a roundhouse cutback, they're on. You know, we haven't seen Jordy completely go mad in this heat, but at no point has he looked worried.
No.
He's been sitting out there having a ball. His surfing looks beautiful. Like, the rail-to-rail transitions are just a thing of real beauty.
Work their way around the lineup here on one of Jordy's boards. That's how big they are. As we see Mikey up again. Going after a 7.37. Might need a little bit more after Jordy's last ride. That's a quality section. And he makes the most of it. He hasn't really been able to finish his wave off with a move that puts the ultimate exclamation on his finish. And he kind of finds that again there, but there was a CT level turn in that ride.
Being competitive at this level is something that he'll be able to take away from this heat. And yeah, he'll find himself in that elimination round. But look at that. That is a massive turn. I think there's plenty to take out of this.
Well, he came in, enjoyed himself out there, even though he's going to have to fight his way through the elimination round. Jordy Smith, smooth as you like, out here at Main Break this morning.